multicast delegates. So you can have one delegate point to multiple methods. And this provides an easy way to call one delegate with a value and have several methods all process it. So let me go ahead and erase this code here. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that method there. And let's just assume, for instance, we have a static void add. And we take in two numbers, int n1, int n2. And all this does is console write line n1 plus n2. And let's also assume that we have a static void subtract. And again, int n1, int n2. And this will also write out to the console n1 minus n2. And just to continue the narrative, void multiply, int n1, int n2, console.writeLine, n1 times n2, and we'll just do the fourth one, static void divide, int n1, int n2, and this will console WriteLine n1 divided by n2. All right, so we have our four methods here. We have a addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And so you could create delegates for all of this, but we're going to go ahead and create a public delegate void, and I'll just name it multi-delegate. And this takes in int n1, int n2. So this is our delegate up here. And so now we can go ahead and say multi-delegate, and my delegates is equal to add. All right, so that's pretty simple. And if we were to run this, we could say add 4215. We run this and we will get out 42 plus 15, which is 57 to the console. Now I don't want to have to redefine this for everyone, so I can go ahead and say my delegates plus equal subtract. And my delegates plus equal multiply. My delegates plus equal delegates plus equal divide. Now, when I say my delegates, and I say 4215, notice what happens out to the console. So I get all of those run. 57, so 42 minus 15 is 27. 42 times 15 is 630. 42 divided by 15 is 2 because it drops off the decimal, so it's just doing the integer. So by adding all these delegates together, we are calling all of them by just making one call to whatever our delegate is up there. So this is useful if we wanted to say int num1 is equal to 0, int num2 is equal to 0, console write line, please enter a number. And I'm not adding any error checking or anything. Num1 is equal to int.parse console.read line. And I'm lazy, so I'm going to go ahead and do this here. And change this to a 2. And now I can just say my delegates num1, num2. And so now I can write a simple calculator of sorts. And I'll just do 2, 3. And we can get that printed out to the console. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 2 minus 3 is -1, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 divided by 3 is 0 integer. If we wanted to have it print out a float. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, what if we wanted to have these return that type? And so this could return a type int, and this could be int, int, and int. Well, unfortunately, with the multiple delegates like this, whenever you have a return from there, only the last one is actually printed out. So really, this is designed for if you have void methods that you want all of those void methods to process. It's still processing all of those, but only the final one is what would get returned from there that you could then print out. So if you're going to be doing this, just be aware that you probably want to use this as void methods as opposed to methods which return anything.